business. With everything that you're running and doing on a daily basis, and all the different management and the different areas that you're running in, the fact that you guys continue to scale really, really quickly, what are habits and routines that you've established, or ways that you've learned to manage your schedule to accomplish what you're accomplishing on a weekly and daily basis?
Yeah, that's it's really quite interesting, because probably not unlike the leadership that has to keep changing, the way you interact in the business has to keep changing as well. I think, as in the early days, it's, a dozen of you in a room or something, you have to be quite available and everyone's hearing everything quite organically. And so you can be a lot freer with things. As the company gets bigger, there's a lot more demands on your time. We've got 50-something staff now. So you have to try and make yourself available, but you still, have to get stuff done right. So I think managing your schedule in a way that you have visibility of, and I keep, when I say have visibility, that you are visibly available, so people can feel free to come to you. So some of those things might be, systems, so people can feel heard in terms of feedback, that type of thing, rather than just going straight to the CEO or something, trying to get more structure, putting people, getting tools really available for people to give feedback, that type of thing. I think for me personally, and it varies from person to person, I work quite long days during the week, but I really try and book in the weekend for family. I think that's how we've managed to strike a good balance as a family, that I'll knock off on a Friday and won't open the laptop till Monday. And sometimes it's hard. Every now and again I'll end up breaking my own rules, but especially if I'm traveling, time zones, Friday in the US is Saturday in New Zealand, et cetera, et cetera. We've got our Colorado office is working on my Saturday, for instance. But in general, I think I really try and respect that as a rule. So still doing really long hours, but they're through the week, and then the weekend really try and make sure I get some family time and get out on the bikes with kids and things. And over time, psychologically, that's built a sort of psychological safety. I used to feel guilt that I wasn't kind of getting stuff done, but it's created a safe space for me, and it allows me to recharge and I guess hit the week again fresh and running at 110% again. So that's something that I've found is quite effective from that perspective. But I think the big thing really is, and it's taken quite a bit of time, but again, it comes back to the people thing, but working to objectives. So really trying to work with people in a way that you're outlaying, these are the objectives that we're trying to achieve. And then you come to me with a way that we're going to achieve those, really trying to empower people from a bottom-up standpoint. So it's like, I could tell you exactly how to do it and what you're doing, what you need to do, but that's me doing all the thinking. And if I'm doing that for everyone, then I become the bottleneck. So from a bottom-up leadership standpoint, it's become quite empowering from my perspective to be able to empower others, because then that frees up more of my time. And so, that tees into a few things, because some of the learnings might be letting go. We talked about some of the learnings before. At the start, you do everything, especially if it's day one of the startup and you're it. I've pretty much done every job in this company. But as you go through, you have to keep scaling, repeating, replacing yourself, letting things go, handing them off to people, and more rely on other people to stand on your shoulders and take the baton and do better than you did. So sometimes they might do it differently to how you might, and that can be quite tough, because you might look at something and say, oh, that's not how I would have done it. But if you bring it back to objectives, well, if they've achieved the objective that you set, does it matter that it's different to how you might have done it? And so that's been a real key thing. And I guess that really flows into the OKR framework that we use quite extensively around, setting objectives for the company and then for the departments, and then what are the key results that point to those objectives being achieved, and what are the initiatives under that. So, there's a few there. I guess I'll pause. I could probably talk for a while.